When things fall apart, let's get our intro song in together. Yeah. I remember when the storms were turning in. Migraine seemed to win. But pressure rises too. My world was black and blue when things fall apart. It shattered my heart. Called on my spirit within to build me again. That's why I'm singing to you. Yeah. Mm, Wipe your tears, stand tall in your fears. Take one step till courage shows you your best. I doubt won't win. Let the joy and peace come in. Oh, no need to wait. We deserve this space. When things fall apart, it shattered my heart. I called on my spirit within to build me again. That's why I'm singing to you. Call it in, just begin. No matter what we see, can't break the destiny. We hold the key. When things fall apart, it shattered my heart. I called on my spirit within to build me again. That's why I'm singing to you. Well, welcome in, everyone. It's When Things Fall Apart with Poetic Nurse, Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any music that you hear can be found at Suno, S-U-N-O, under Poetic Nurse. And yes, so you guys, wow, it is almost the mid of July. And I was really thinking about when things fall apart and you can't do what you want to do in that very moment. If you're not subscribed to me, subscribe. Follow me so you can see when things pop up. I do a lot of poems, talks, and all every Sunday, 6 p.m. It is When Things Fall Apart. So I've been thinking about when things fall apart and you just feel restricted, you feel stuck, you feel like nothing is going to happen for you. That feeling is so heavy. It comes with so much pressure. It bogs you down. It takes away your clarity. It takes away your self-esteem. It takes away your self-confidence. And you're just looking at everything that has spilled over, not worked. And, really, you kind of almost get into this space of where you feel hopeless, right? All right. So you're in that space. It's like, Poetic Nurse, what do I do? Where do I go? And I want to tell you that you go first, for my suggestion, is gratitude. Okay? Why gratitude, you say? I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're in gratitude, you can literally get to the point where it's like, okay, what do I have? What do I have that I can be grateful for? And you guys, wait one moment because I'm looking. And it's like, what do I have that I can be grateful for? Maybe you don't know, right? Maybe, hello, Jordan. Maybe it's like, I wish that I could tap into something. I wish that there was some way that I could feel better. Hey, about myself, right? And so what I want to say is, even when we think everything has fallen apart, we're still here. You're still here. You are the key part to it. Welcome in, Shintari. Pretty name. Hope I didn't say it wrong. But when you are believing on yourself and you know that, wait a minute, that last thing that I had happen that I thought was going to break me didn't, it's a constant reminder. And I want to say, some days you're going to cry. Some days you're going to be in your emotions. Some days you're going to be feeling like the pressure and the weight of the world is, really up against you. You may be alone. You may want to be alone. And it's going to be those times and those moments where you literally tap in to your inner spirit of saying, you know what? I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to think about what is my next move. And sometimes your next move is to be still. Sometimes your next move is just to stand up from where you are. Sometimes your next move is just to decree and declare that you're coming out of what you're coming out of. And I want to talk about the fact that when things are turning around for you, that's when the pressure comes on even more. That's when things start flipping through. You thought you got a job, it's taking them longer to give you a call back. You thought that this relationship had gotten better and something happened and you were triggered or they were triggered and you're right back to arguing. You thought that the finances was going to work out and now there's this bill that comes up that you didn't have to pay, or you want a red light and now you got a ticket. There's always these things that want to make that when things fall apart seem like, oh my gosh, it's getting worse. And this is where you have to really tap into saying, you know what? I will not be defeated. I am not a victim. I might have made a mistake. I might have made a bad choice. This might even not even be in my control, but I'm standing here in what I'm going through and I'm going to make it. I will have what I desire. I just need a starting point. And that starting point is first going to be that I'm grateful that I have breath. I'm grateful that I get to have another chance. I'm grateful that I can start all over, because even though I'm starting over, I'm not starting from scratch because I have my experiences. Yes. And you have to tell yourself, don't be so hard on yourself. You are absolutely correct, right? You have to really give yourself that compassion, but you want to tap into a warrior type of spirit with compassion. Because you're not being hard on yourself. What you're doing is you're calling on your strength to say, listen, I'm not perfect. No one is. I'm going to do the best with what I have, right? Listen, I want a bungalow on the beach and an island, and I will. But until then, while I'm in Florida, I'm going to make sure that the spaces that I hold are clean, have my mind clear, are pleasant for me to see. I straightened up my bedroom and I was like, look, it was good. But then things were kind of like falling over and this was like out of place. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to go back to the board and we're going to straighten it up in a different kind of way, right? So that my mind can be free because my environment matters. And I'm a person who I know where all my clutter is. I know that that paper's over there and this is over there, but it's about my space being able to breathe, being able to take it in, right? And so now I can sit there and look at something. People do make life difficult for each other. And you know why they make it difficult for each other? Because they're so stuck in their difficulties, they project them, they exude them, they talk about them, right? And this is where you have to go into self to say, okay, I'm going to take this time with myself. I'm going to be grateful for myself because we can't control other people. We can only control how we receive it. So I'm not going to take it personally. I'm not going to sit there and analyze why they said it, why they did it. Right? I'm literally going to start calling it the unbothered system. And it's not to be unbothered to be nasty. It's unbothered because I have a level of peace that I require. And that's 100%. And if I'm intentional to go into peace for 100% of the time, that means I have to regulate my emotions, my thoughts. I have to regulate my environment. So I have to go in thinking that I'm going to make this space to where I value me, which in turn helps me value others. Because if you see me, yes, but no, my eyes are not. But they may look that way. But I am actually more than happy. And why am I happy? Because I do gratitude. Why am I happy? Because I'm always pressing forward, right? Yet people do make it hard because they're bullying people. Yes, they do. And see, this is why it's like when you are quiet or maybe you're not as blunt or you have it in the background, then yes, right? They are bullies. There are people who want to make you do what they want you to do. They want you to feel some kind of way because you look different, you act different, you might be from a different culture, all these different things that you have. And when you're feeling bullied, that can make you feel like everything is falling apart. That can make you literally feel like, you know what? It's yeah, peer pressure. You're absolutely right. But when you have those things, that's where you kind of like, if you can, you let someone know. If you're an adult, you move yourself around the situation. And also, we call it your throat chakra. You have to stand up for yourself. I'm not going to let you bully me. I'm not going to let you treat me any kind of way, right? I'm going to make sure that in this moment, you know that this is what I stand on. And just like I respect you, you need to respect me. And if you can't respect me, when you were younger, you got bullied, Jordan. Well, and I hope that someone was there for you while you were getting bullied. I was bullied while I was younger too. I was bullied about my weight. So I've always been a thick girl. And, you know, it was like I never took up for myself until I was probably in the 7th or 8th grade. And I would even say, though, the way I took up for myself, you know, wasn't always in the best because, you know, I this, but now I take up with myself with my head and my heart, right? And so I'm sorry that people bullied you, and I hope that now Do you feel more empowered? You're going into grade 5? Okay. Well, being that you're going into the 5th grade, make sure that you have a voice for yourself and you let people know. Thank you, Yusuf. So yeah, when you have that type of thing, um, you also let somebody know because you're younger, right? And I'm surprised you must have an adult account because usually kids can't get in here, but it's fine. I don't have any cuss words or anything, so it's all right. But I want you to know that you matter, and I want you to know that when someone is trying to make you feel some kind of way, give you peer pressure, when someone is doing different things, then that's your opportunity to say, not today, not on my watch. I'm not going to allow it, right? And so that's what the point that I got to, right? And I really did. I am from the US. Okay, Jordan, we'll see you when you get back. Make sure you follow me and subscribe. I'm here every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's another thing. Depending on what country you're from, different things can be different, right? We have different stresses. I'm in the United States. It's one stress. You could be in a different country and different things are happening, right? Sometimes the economy, the suffering, sometimes the rules are different. You wish that you could live without words? I love words so much. How would you express yourself, Yusuf, if you didn't have words? Do you feel like you want to live without words because you don't want to hear what people have to like say? Like, are there, things that make you feel like bad about you? Because I would also say when there's a practice that I have. So when I'm hearing things that I don't feel favorable or not in my mind, I do it 3 times. So I think about, so say for instance, someone says, people are being unalived every single day. And I'm just like, gosh, of course I know that. But I think about, oh my gosh, this person is living and thriving because they conquered cancer. And then this person is sitting and speaking about gratitude. And then this person is getting, thoughts of how they just got a brand new car. Right? I fill my mind with positive things, right? Because I want to walk in that positivity. I want to be in a positive state. And no, I do not call myself a Christian, Jordan. I am a believer, so I believe in the Trinity of Abba, Yahshua, and the Holy Spirit. But because I'm a spiritualist and I also believe in Ifa religions and I'm an oracle and different things like that, I don't put myself into the Christian church. But I do believe in some of the Christian principles, definitely. Yeah. And so the good thing is about, it's really not about religion, but it's really about the type of person you are, the type of heart you have, right? The compassion, the empathy, the kindness that you have. But with that, we're both, right? We are both a side of great, kindness, compassion. And then we all have a shadow side too, where we get angry, we get upset, we get frustrated. And it's not about what's right or wrong. It's just making sure that whatever side you're on, when I'm angry and I'm upset, it's for me not to lash out. It's for me not to cuss nobody out. It's for me not to take my words and then dog anyone, right? It's for me now to access, okay, this made me angry. What about it made me angry? What about it made me upset? And then once I can narrow down what that is, now I can work on it for myself. Because if someone else can get you upset, that's almost like them controlling you. So we get triggered all the time, right? And so in that triggerism, as I like to call it, it gives us a chance to see, oh, I still need to be healed about that. You know, I still need to have it. And so it's like, and Jordan, I have a daughter named Jordan, and it's spelled similar to that, right? And I know she went through some things when she was a child with people bullying and stuff like that. Now she told us about it, and sometimes it was after, the fact or whatever. But I was so happy that she told us, but it's like and I just want to say this. I don't want you to take the words in, because even when you tell someone, it still doesn't take away the pain. It does not take away the pain that someone put on you or that you were dealing with, right? And so when things fall apart, that could be looking different for you. Something could happen to me and I could feel like, okay, I can get over this. And that same thing happened to you and it crashes you, it shatters you. So it's okay for you to feel how you feel, right? But the best thing to do is to express yourself, okay? Express yourself and saying, you know what? I didn't like that. I didn't like the way that was said to me. I didn't like the way that made me feel. And I can admit that, you know? And is everyone going to give you an apology? Is everyone going to act? No. But you teach people how to treat you, right? And literally, you know, if it's a situation that you can matrix out of, right? Because I will bend all the way out of it. I don't want anything to do with conflict that has no substance, right? And you're like, okay, poetic nurse, what conflicts has substance? Okay, we have conflict with people. We have agree to disagree. But if you're learning from it, if you're coming back to the table and facing it, if you guys are working through it through communication and open conversations, then that is going to build you up. But if you're just being nasty to each other to see who can say the worst thing to each other, that's not what's up. That's not how you make it into a way where you can uplift yourself and others. And really, this is only about you, right? It's about you. It's about the energy that you're in. It's about how you're feeling, right? And so when things fall apart, I felt down. I felt depressed. I felt sad. I wondered why. When is it going to end? You know, how am I going to continue? And even in this year with my word being receiving for the year, I found it, I have to practice receiving. I have to practice allowing. And it's brought some things into my life where I'm like, wow, I wouldn't even let this person do this for me. Or I wouldn't even been there, or I would have even told them what's going on in a certain situation. But I am receiving. And it's not just materialistic things, receiving love, receiving kindness, receiving being able to talk and be listened to. There are so many different things that are going on with us. We have so many distresses as soon as we walk out the door. Our cortisol is already, hormone is already producing. We're in high blood pressure. We're upset. We're frustrated. We're driving. We're yelling. All in before we even get to work. Right? And so when you have all of these things that are happening to you, you think to yourself, there's no room for me. There's no room for me to expand. There's no one who cares about me. I'm going through the trenches alone. And I want you to sit with that I'm going through this with this alone. And I want you to know that your creator, whoever you believe that is right there with you. Okay? And with that, we have a chance. What do we have a chance for? We have a chance to turn what was taking us down to building us up. That's what we have a chance for. And I want us to do and find what our purpose is without needing anyone in the room. Yes, I love when people are here and listening to me, but I'm going to post it anyway, because the message that I have to get across is love conquers all, but self-love is the key. So if something happens and I go towards self-love, I'm pouring into myself, and that is just going to cause more and more healing, more and more healing. I'm not going to feel like I'm in lack. I'm not going to be looking for someone to come and save me. because I am making that space for myself. I am saving myself. And it's nothing to say about people who want to be in relationships. No, I'm all for it. But what I've realized is that we have to truly get back to that space of where we can really open up besides what we think we want other people to hear. And when we are going through this process of when things fall apart, I have some things that I remind myself, you can do it. You did it before. You will do it. I am it. I am determined. I am guided. I am successful. There is no one and nothing that can stop me. And when you go into this type of thinking, your cells, your mindset, everything say, wait a minute, we were reversing. We were going the other way. But now I have this feeling, I have this understanding that I create what's next. I am responsible for that. I am responsible for what's next. And since I'm responsible, I'm going to go do something great. No matter how small or big it is, I'm going to do something that ties in me. And while I'm waiting, some people may not understand. Vanguards. It's like all of these different ways that we decide that we're going to put shields up over ourselves and guard ourselves from the possibility of what could happen. But those guards could stop your resources. Those guards could make people question when all is asked and required is that you be genuine and yourself. Can you imagine what it's like to feel like you're gluing yourself back together, and as soon as you're almost done, someone kicks over what you are making? How do you feel about that? Right? It's very upsetting. But I want you to understand that you're going to make it again quicker because your mind and your body have processed the things that you needed to do to be with that situation, be with that thing. So it's like I really want us to hone in on gratitude. I want us to really start moving forward in the traveling, right? So we could talk about it. And in all of these scenarios of like, what are you going to do? You're going to travel in your mind to that place that keeps you calm. You're going to travel in your mind to the possibilities, right? For what you know, for what you feel. And the great thing about when things fall apart, you're at the bottom. It's only up from here. It's only up from here. And you know, I want you to stay encouraged, listening to things that encourage you. If you're into listening to frequencies, 528 hertz that can calm you, that you can really get to that place to where you feel like, you know what? I wasn't sure. I didn't know if I was going to make it, but I told myself 99 times yesterday I would. And you can tell yourself as much as you need to. You can really go through the process of uplifting your mind, uplifting your vibration by just saying, I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for life. Hold your hand on your chest. You're holding your hand on your belly. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my life. I am grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my life. You see how that feels? You see how that brings you into it to where it's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the love that I have. I'm grateful for what's down inside. No one is asking or saying that you have to be perfect because there is no perfect person. But what I want to make sure is that when things fall apart, you don't fall apart. I'll say it again. When things fall apart, you don't fall apart. Right? Because now we have the opportunity to move forward, to move in love and kindness, you know? And so that's what when things fall apart is all about. It really truly is about us getting into a place where we stay encouraged, where we're intentional to hearing the good things about ourselves so that we can act on it and believe it. Right? So you listen, you guys. Thank you for all the subscribers of the day. I am here 6 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometime a little longer, not ever shorter. So I am grateful that we had this talk. I hope that you feel uplifted, and I will see you next Sunday. Blessings.